Vikings Valhalla Season 3, now out. Let's talk about it. Okay, so Season 3 of Vikings Valhalla, all 8 episodes are now out on Netflix for you guys to go and check out right now. And look, this is the final season. Unfortunately, it's the final season. Now, I have been loving this show when it first came out. I am someone that loves this Viking era. I mean, I love The Last Kingdom. I absolutely love the Viking show. I love this show. I love the anime Vinland Saga, which is about this stuff as well. I just love this stuff. Anything to do with Vikings is just so interesting. And I just love watching them rip people to shreds. Don't know why, just do. So, I had been waiting for Season 3. And then I found out it was the last one, and I was, disappointed that we're not going to get another one, but excited at the same time because I was like, let's see how they go out. I really, really enjoy Season 3. I really liked what they did with the characters and the story. But I do have a huge issue with this season. And let's start with the first issue I have. It feels unfinished. It really does. This feels like there's another season coming. There are so many open-ended questions and storylines and plot lines that haven't been answered, revolving around all the characters. They introduced new characters in this season. Obviously, we get our first look at Eric the Red as well, who is psychotic in this whole season. Absolutely psychotic. There's that storyline. What is going to happen with Leif? With Freydays, what's going to happen with them going back there, meeting Eric the Red, how is Leif going to handle with that? You still have the stuff with Harold, the Harold Jr., we're going to call him, the son of Harold. What are we going to do with that storyline? That's still open-ended. Then you have the stuff with Harold that is open-ended as well. The older one, the father. You have the stuff with Leif and Freydays that is still open as well. You have the stuff in England with Emma, with Godwin, you still have all that is still open-ended, that has not been resolved. So my biggest criticism is this does not feel finished. This feels like there is a season coming, a season 4, that's going to wrap up storylines, because it just feels like it's open-ended. Outside of that, this season was freaking awesome. Harold, man, my favorite character, Harold Sigurdsson. I love that guy, man. I've loved the character arc he's gone on. And in this one, he goes on another character arc journey where his main motivation has always been to be the king of Norway. That's what he's always wanted. I love what they did with his character in here, because him and Leif, they're not with everyone else. They're out in the world. They are visiting different countries and they are fighting in a massive, massive war, trying to take over in different countries. And we meet this villain guy who is played by the same guy that plays Ivan Drago's son in the Creed movies. Dude is jacked and huge. And he's a great villain in this series as well. And I love what they did with him and Haroldson, and how Haroldson gets caught up in, he loses track of who he is and what his main motivation is. And I love that story arc, but it comes back full circle at the end. And he still is the great guy that we all know from the first season. So I'm glad that they didn't turn him evil or anything like that. But his story, fantastic. Leif, I absolutely love what they did with Leif as well. Leif understanding, because he is all about knowledge. We saw that every season he was like more wanting to know things. And then obviously last season he got to meet a woman that taught him about these things. And obviously we know Leif is like the most tragic character, because anyone that he falls in love with dies all the time. But this is where we see Leif start to understand science and how powerful it can be, how powerful knowledge is. And an event happens in this season that makes him rethink that and makes him scared of it because of what the consequences are. But then obviously it comes back later on to become in handy to help him. So I love what they did with him, and this whole, it's very much like Vinland Saga, where, Vinland Saga had this place called Vinland that is like the golden place, the place to go that, has all the stuff that you need to survive, a peaceful place. They tease the Golden Land in here as well. So that's what I mean. It's so open-ended because the Golden Land is still there. What is that place? So you had that. Obviously, Freydays, she goes on her journey as well. She's got beef with the Olaf family, man. She has beef with it. And oh man, it's so great to see, because we get Magnuson, who's in here, who's Olaf's son, and he has a big part to play as well. So that was all great. Then you have the stuff with England, with King Canute, who is a fantastic king throughout this whole entire series. He has been fantastic. His character comes to an end in this movie. His journey comes to an end. It is fulfilling. I think that is the only storyline that I felt like it was fully wrapped up and fully fulfilled and satisfying. His conclusion came to an end in a satisfying way, where you're sitting there and you go, that man was a great king. He was a great king. He held everything together. And you just knew it was inevitable that once he left, that it was going to be basically House of the Dragons. That's the feel I got. Like King Viserys is sitting there on the throne. You knew his time's coming to an end. When he goes, it's an all-out war. It's a battle for the throne. That is the same situation here. But he was great. Queen Emma is fantastic as well. And her and Godwin always going at it. And there's always who's one step ahead of who. And Godwin is a little snake. I'm sorry. He is a little snake. I've never trusted him from the first season to now. He is an absolute snake, that guy. He is all about himself, getting his hands in there. Even when King Canute is telling him, I put it all in place for you and everything like that. This is what's going to happen. This is, your family could rule one day. But you can't mess it up. And what does he do? As soon as King Canute's out of the picture, oh, he's already, getting his fingers in. But Queen Emma has an answer. And that's what I mean. I want to see the answer to that, because it's just so open-ended. But, and introducing Eric the Red, man. Now we see how psychotic he is and why he was banished. Because this man is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Obviously, there's blood, gore, all sorts of crazy stuff. They don't shy away from it in here, which is what we love. There is battles, which are great. Fantastic. I really, really enjoyed this season. Outside of it, just feels incomplete. Netflix, please give us a season 4. It's not finished yet. It's not satisfying. There are so many things I want to know moving forward now. Where is the story going to go from here? I need more. I have to have more, man. They're so good, these characters, and the story is so good. But it's just so unfinished. And if it finishes right here and there is no one picks it up for season 4 or anything like that, I'm going to be very disappointed, because it just does not finish. It just feels so unfinished. It feels like Netflix went, yeah, okay, we've had 3 seasons of that. We'll cut that now. It's not finished though, but it doesn't matter. We'll just cut it. It's done. Let's move on to the next thing. Hopefully a miracle happens and we get a season 4. But look, I've enjoyed it so far. I've loved all 3 seasons of it. It's fantastic. But let me know your thoughts down below. What did you think of the newest season? Did you guys enjoy it? Smash it down in the comment section below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.